Hello everyone and welcome. I'm so excited to show you all of my completed pages for January. I have a little bit of a stack. Oh gosh, it's gonna fall over. It's a little topsy-turvy. So I think I completed, if I counted right, 28 pages this month, which my average last year was between 5 and 6 a month, and my total last year was close to 60, if not 60. So yeah, I did almost half in 1 month that it took me a year to do. So I guess that would be 6 months. I did the same amount in 1 month that normally last year would have taken me 6 months to do. I'm not sure exactly why, because I mean, my house is really clean, so I didn't really neglect my house. And yeah, I don't know. And I think a lot of the ones that I worked on turned out awesome. I did finish a couple of whips. I think it was just 2 or 3, to be fair in that way. But still, that's yeah. So I'm just gonna get started because I don't know how long it's gonna take to get through all of these, because I don't think I've ever had to do this many for a month. Uh, so here we go. First off, we have Dreamland, Kokowayo. I started this one in December and I finished it in January. So you will have seen it in my completed pages videos that just went up. It's, oh goodness, for a second I second guessed myself. I had so much fun with this. I wish I could show you all of the shimmery goodness. I tried to earlier, but I kind of blinded everybody, I think. So I'm just gonna describe it to you. So you can kind of see I used glitter gel pen on all of these black marks on the skull. So it's super like bedazzled. And then I did fine tech watercolor for all these stars, and then also for these silver leaves. Also, you will see that as a theme. I went crazy with my fine techs this month. Just as a heads up, you will hear me say that a lot. And then pencils, I believe I only used my Pastel pencils, so that was fun to get that done. I'm excited to do more pictures in here. Okay, this one has been a whip for a while. So this is Rep Lloyd's, and I finally finished the guy in the air balloon, and there wasn't much that I had to do, but for some reason it still took me a while. A couple hours, I think, just to do all the finishing touches, which is crazy because there's literally like nothing. I didn't do anything super crazy, not super crazy shading or anything. But that was mostly water-based markers, and I think Prismacolors. Okay, next up, Mystic Misfits by White Stag. I think this one turned out really cool. Let's see. It's this one right here. So I just used a Crayola Super Tip for the background, and then it's kind of hard to tell, but oh, there we go. I got it. I used my pearlescent fine tech watercolors for her hair, and then also the pearlescent ones show up on black, so I did the green one on all of these vines to add like this extra special shimmeriness. And then it's really hard to tell, but on these like highlights on her hood, I used glitter gel pen. So I went crazy with the what's the word, embellishments, effects on this one. I think it turned out really cool. It's definitely not anything that I expected when I first did it. I just knew that I wanted her cloak to have a red hue around it, but that was it. Everything else just kind of came as I worked on it, but I think it turned out really cool. I'm gonna put this back in here so I have that blotter page. Okay, this is Pirates by R.J. Hampson. This is one of the, I think one of the untouched books I wanted to color in for this year. So I did this page with super tip markers and Prismacolors. I was going to do polychromos because they work better on this paper, but I totally spaced it and grabbed a Prismacolor, and I was like, okay, well, might as well just do it all in Prismacolor. But I want to show you this background. It's really soft and kind of, it's hard to see on camera, but it's just like scribbly, which I think is fun. I hate doing backgrounds unless it's like a cool picture. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying this is not a cool picture. I'm just, yeah, I have to like feel it for the picture to like put a lot of effort into the background. So you will see a couple of these squiggly backgrounds featured. I feel like it adds nice texture and it kind of makes it look like it's all colored in, but it's not quite, and it's really soft and really fast. Keyword is fast. That's often the holdup for me, is like the little details and the background. I did another picture in Forest Girl, first volume by April, finally. I think I've only done like completed one in here. So I finally have a second completed picture in here. This one, oh, what did I use? I believe was, oh, I think that's all Prismacolors. I was kind of on a Prismacolor kick, which I have been neglecting them lately, so it was nice to get back into them. But you will see that same squiggly background with a super light green. And then I tried to keep this palette really limited with the blues and then like the pinks and reds and then this yellow. So it's kind of a, I can't remember the term, split, complementary, I can't remember the exact term, but yeah, I try to keep it a limited palette, and I think it turned out really cute. I wish I would have done her skin differently. It just feels like really pink, like she was reading outside all day, not inside, if you know what I mean. So super happy with that one. Next up, Circle of Life. This one I was experimenting with. I got the King Art pastel water soluble crayon thingamajiggers, and they did kind of show up really light on here, so I did add on shading with ink tints. So any of the like super bright colors, that's ink tints. And then I went crazy with the glitter this month too. I don't know if you can see. So on the rain, I used blue glitter gel pen. Yeah, it's not showing up that great, but this was super fun to do. And I think I did this in like a couple days, maybe a day, a couple sittings or something. Next up is this one. So these circles look a little blotchy, but wait for it. Oh, isn't that awesome? I need to figure out how to get these to work better on cardstock paper, because they always come out blotchy unless you like shine it in the light, and it looks super awesome. So I'm gonna tilt it a little bit because this was the vision that I had for the picture, and this was the result. I think the result is still fine, but you can see all of the Fine Tech watercolors. Just, I feel like they add, and then I added the pearlescent one to her lips, which I think is a really cool effect. I used what is it called? not fine tech, oh my goodness, what is the word? Super tip markers, Crayola markers for her hair, and like these blue thingamajiggers. And then I shaded over it with, I believe it was Prismacolor, and did her skin kind of this blue, just to like add to the galaxy vibe of the whole picture. So I think it turned out really cool. One of my goals this year is to color at least one PDF a month, so that was one of them. I also did a second one. What? Overachiever, right? Just kidding. Okay. So this is from, I think, volume 2 of Chris Roniak's Monsters, Adorable Monsters book. This one was so easy because it was just super tip base, and then I shaded over it with the neon Prismacolor and then some yellow Prismacolors and shaded in there. So it was super fast. Did it in like a day. So, and I think it turned out so cute. I finally colored a picture in my recent Dark Europa by Rita Berman. And I was really nervous for some reason about coloring in this book. Just because the details are really small. But I love how it turned out. I had so much fun. And I was actually like excited to work on these little details, which it's like, what? What are you? What happened to Camille? But anyways, I did a lot of things. So this wall is Inktense with the gray, and then I shaded the bricks a little bit, but I wanted the wall to kind of recede back and, you know, complement the picture, but not take away, because I thought, oh, maybe I should do red brick, or, you know, so I was just thinking too much about the background. But I think just like having the soft gray really added. And then I do want to say, so the time of day is dawn, when the sun is starting to rise. So the lights haven't been turned off yet because it's a little bit dark, but it's, you know, starting to be light. So that's why it looks like a daytime scene, but also like the lights are on and glowy. And the reason I decided to do it for dawn is because these are fresh, and the cat smelled the fresh baked goods, and she is waiting for somebody to, you know, for the store to open so she can beg sweets, or, you know. Anyways, so I don't know, I just created this whole story behind this picture, which doesn't always happen, and so I just had so much fun. Let me tell you what I used everywhere else. Prismacolors, I think, was everything else. This pretty sea green, though, that was, I believe, a pastel pencil. And then let me show you the embellishments. So there's these gold and silver sparkle or fine tech watercolor accents, and then I'm trying to see in the show in the window. In like the windows, I added the pearlescent fine tech watercolors to like make it feel like it was a window. I think these flowers were also the whatchamacallits, pastel pencils, and I just love how it turned out. So happy. I'm excited to dive in, and I really surprised myself because usually I don't go straight for a super detailed picture, but this time around I did, and I loved it so much. So I think maybe I should do that more. Okay, another of my goals was to color in a Coloring Heaven book every month, so I did a picture in Cutesy Christmas Special. I actually didn't feel really in the wintry coloring mood until January because it actually snowed here in January. It was just a little bit, so that kind of gave me the cozy cake that I needed. So this is image 28. It's by Luring Glass Art, and I have bought some of her artwork off of Etsy before she was in Coloring Heaven. So this is, I used regular watercolor for the background, and then Prismacolor for the wreath and for this cute fox, and then some Fine Tech watercolor for the snowflakes. I think that this turned out super cute. It was really fast to work on. I don't know why, but like this month I was a coloring machine. Next up, Animal Wonderland Special. I've been wanting to color in this book forever, and I finally did it, and I love how it turned out. This one I used my luminance pencils for the cat, and I don't think I used it for the tree. I think I used polychromos for the tree. So I used luminance for the cat, and then I used polychromos for this like golden frame. Then I've got to show you the snowflakes. I used the pearlescent Fine Tech watercolor. I think it turned out so cool. So they're all shimmery, and you do get kind of a slight tint of color when it's flat, but it really shines in the light. And yeah, I had so much fun working on this one, and I surprised myself by like picking, you know, something that's more detailed. And I'm always scared of doing animals because I'm scared of doing fur, which is funny because I've illustrated animals, but yeah, I actually like how this fur turned out. And give me 1 second, I gotta readjust. Okay, next up is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford. I have not colored in this one since I bought it. That's really bad, because it's such a beautiful book. So I might do this for most of the pages. I did notice that doing a watercolor wash really helps just like eliminate the blank slate. I know it's probably not going to be the best for the binding, but it's already kind of messed up anyways, so that's not too big of an issue. And I'll probably just like, you know, once it does fall apart, just cut this and then pull these out and go get it bound somewhere or bind it myself. I don't know, but I digress. I haven't colored this side yet, but I did do this side, and I love how it turned out. So I used Prismacolors, and I did like this kind of like glowy pink haze around it. I think it turned out so awesome. And let's see, so I added some like coppery gold Fine Tech dots to the dots, and then these leaves, these small ones, I added other Fine Tech paint, and I think it turned out so pretty. And it's sort of like really simple, but it looks so nice. So I want to do that to the rest of the book. I also added green to here because I didn't like the blue. So I just need to shade that in, and that spread will be done. But yeah, I'm really excited to color in this a little bit more now that I'm hoping that I overcome to my block on it. Okay, Angiomorphia. I have mixed feelings about this picture. Part of me loves it. Part of me is like, about it. So I had this idea of like doing everything in gray except for the animals, like the starfish and the fish and the seahorses, just to kind of like show how habitats are dying, like coral is dying and a lot of these other habitats are dying, so like to contrast it between there's this life, but it's all gray and not lifelike, if that makes sense. So I used all of my different Inktense grays. So you can see there's grays that are more brown, grays that are more blue, and then I did the seahorses. I don't know how I feel. I feel like the seahorses, and that just might be the contrast. They just feel really weird looking to me. I don't know. It probably would have helped if I had spent more than like 10 seconds on each one. But it was still a lot of fun to work on. The background is alcohol marker, and then the rest is Inktense. And then I did add all these silver bubbles. See if I can get the light. Yeah, right there. So all those little bubbles are silver. And I'm excited that I got a picture done in this book. It's one closer to being done. So that's angiomorphia. Okay, next up, I colored a picture in Ink House. And it wasn't crazy, it was just this one. I used Inktense. It was really fun though. I had so much fun like putting, you know, a little bit of brown in the water and like all these, you know, kind of a green reflection right here. And then like the kind of dawn or dusk sky with the pinks and the blue and this awesome red house. I was gonna do a blue house, but I was like, I make all of my houses blue. So I decided to make a red one. Let's see, Luna by Maria Troll. I did a picture in here. This one. I didn't do a background because I didn't feel like it needed one per se. This I used, I think I was trying out my new Castle Art pastel tint pencils, which you will see in my coloring and supply haul that will be uploaded a couple days after this video, hopefully. But yeah, this was super fun, and I just realized I never colored the color. That's okay. It can be white. That's another thing I've been like trying to push myself to do, is it's okay to leave things white. If, you know, I don't know, because there's white things in life, but I think this turned out really soft and pretty. Next up, I colored a picture in Winged Beauty, a very fairy coloring book, and I colored this picture. The artist is Renee Taylor. The background is watercolor. I did it last because I didn't know kind of what feel that I wanted this picture to have, but I think the like really splotchy watercolor added to it. It kind of makes it feel like it's vintage a little bit. So I used Inktense and I believe I used my luminance pencils for her hair and the flowers and the leaves, and then everything else was Inktense, and I think maybe some pastel pencils. But I had a lot of fun working on this. I wanted to make this fairy look like she was a flower, so her dress is like the petals, and then, you know, when her hair is like, you know, the yellow part of the flower, and when she swoops up, it like makes it look like she's a flower. So I had a lot of fun with this one. Mythographic Dream Garden. What is up with me doing all of these detailed pictures in 1 month? I love how this one turned out. It's all Inktense except for the embellishments. I was going to originally do, you know, the traditional yellow sunflower and have it very warm, but I kept going back to this ship. I was like, what if I made the whole picture look like it's water? So it's like all these watercolors. I think it turned out really cool. I love the dark background that makes everything pop. And then I added these fine tech watercolors that change from blue to purple depending on the angle that you look at them. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I kept the ship very realistic because I wanted it to stand out. And then I don't know why I chose to do pink. I think I felt like I needed to have some warm contrast in it. It's starting to feel really, really cold to look at. So I added the wispies to be kind of a pinkish red. And I had so much fun working on this, which it's crazy because this one is also like I would consider pretty detailed. So yeah, finally have done a second one in there. I colored a picture in Summer Nights, excuse me, by Hannah Carlson, and I think there's a couple color alongs going on this month. I need to double check. But Hannah Carlson recently made an announcement that she is undergoing some kind of serious medical things, so I know a lot of the community is, you know, trying to be very supportive of her because she's a very loved artist by a lot of people. So I was really sad to hear about that. So I did color a couple pictures in her books this month, or in January, and I plan to also in February. Anyways, so this is in Summer Nights, which I haven't colored a lot in. I was like, I need to color a picture in here. It's this one, and the background is watercolor. I have been really loving this painterly watercolor background that I've been doing, and then I used for this black stuff, black glitter gel pen. I just thought it would be really cool, and it wouldn't detract from the color scheme that I had going on, which was green with a pop of blue. I'm fairly happy with how her skin turned out. I'm still working on skin. It's a work in progress, but I love the silver. I was originally going to do like bronze, but I decided to go for silver, and I'm really happy I did. I think it fits the whole picture a lot better. And yeah, it was really fun to do that. So I did ink tints for her hair and polychromos for her headband, her headpiece, her skin, and her shirt, and then the, you know, the glitter gel pen and the watercolor. But yeah, excited about that one. Sagner. I love the picture that I did in here this month. I have a lot of pictures that I did this month that I just am in love with. So, but this one is high up there. I spent, I think 2 or 3 days on this one, which normally this kind of picture would take me at least a week. But at the rate I was going this month, I did spend a lot more time on this one than a lot of the other pictures that I worked on. So it's all Prismacolors, and I love everything about this. I was originally going to do like a, you know, more pink red cape, but I grabbed a Prismacolor pencil that I didn't really think about, you know, testing the color, because I still haven't swatched all my Prismacolors, which is really funny because I've had them for years. But it ended up being more of an orangey red, and so I decided to go with orange, and I'm so happy that it ended up orange instead of like pink, because I just think this fits everything. So I did the cape first, and then the rocks and the mushrooms. Then I did her skin, which I think this is the first time I've done a darker skin tone that's like actually looked pretty realistic. So I was really happy about that. And then I think I did these leaves. Did I do the leaves last? No, I did not do the leaves last. I never do the leaves last because that means they will never get colored. So I did the background last, I think. But I had so much fun with all of this, like coloring the moss, and it was just so much fun to work on. And I'm sorry, I keep like grabbing the picture and holding it up so you can see it, and I forget that I should put it down so you can see all of it kind of from afar. But yeah, this is one of my favorites this month. I have maybe another contender, I can't remember. I just really liked a lot of the ones that I did this month, but I especially love this one. It was just so fun. So I'm happy that I finished a picture in there. I also colored a picture in A Million Cute Animals. I joined T's World of Coloring, her Facebook group, just because some of the other Facebook groups, coloring groups that I've joined in the past have kind of lost members interacting or posting things. Like, they're not very active anymore. So it's like, I love T's channel, and she's always positive and talking about how her group is really positive. So I joined that group, and in her group she had a color along for A Million Cute Animals, and it was this picture that was voted on, and it was so fun to work on. So cute. I love the koalas, and I wanted to go for unrealistic. So the only realistic thing about this picture is that the leaves are green. I used my Castle Art pastel tint pencils, and I think it turned out really cute, really pretty, and it's so soft. I've definitely been very into pastel coloring pages. It's just so fun, and it just, I feel like it reflects my personality, which is happy and light and soft. So yeah, I had a lot of fun working on that one. I did a book page from Dada Mao's coloring book. I can't remember what this one is called. It's this one with this lady on it. Let's see, where is that picture? I really should start marking where I color. I just don't remember. Oh, here it is. Oh, I really like how this one turned out, though I wish I would have done a different skin tone, but I think her skin turned out really nicely still. Here, let me do my classic close-up. Just blended really smoothly, and I just think it shaded really well. So this is all Prismacolor, which I have actually never successfully done a Prismacolor skin tone until now. So that's, I think I get a pat on the back for that, because I always do my skin tones with polychromals because I feel like they have a better flesh tone range as far as like browns and tans and creams go. So it was a bit of I was really nervous that it was just gonna look horrible, but I think it turned out really great. And I did her hair first, and I added like the yellow highlights in it with some orange or scarlet, red orange as well. And then I did yellow roses because I felt like it fit like this. I felt like it would complement her hair because there's yellow in it. Red roses I think would have drowned it, and pink just didn't feel like it would fit. So I did yellow roses. I can't remember what other color I was thinking about, because I asked my husband oh, should I do this color or this color? And he said, do yellow. So, and then I did blue to just add a bit of coolness to it, and kind of, it's like not a complementary color, but blue sits, so like there's red and there's yellow and then there's blue, so it's, you know, the primary colors. So I feel like that color scheme always works really well for me. I use it a lot. So really, really happy about this one. And this one only took, I think, 1 day to do all of this, and then 1 day to do her skin. So I was efficient. I did a picture from Tales from the Forest Kingdom. And it's this one. This one was really fun. I used Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils and some Fine Tech watercolor for some of these embellishments. It's kind of hard to tell because I used the more bronze ones, so it's like just these little details here and here and on this bug. This one was super fun. It took me, I think, one sitting / couple hours to color in everything, and then another day to activate everything. It was super fun, and I love how the paper feels, and I just love the bright, happy colors. So I colored this picture, and then Hannah Carlson put up her announcement. Tears. Oh, so my son has been really into coloring, so because this has 2 copies of each picture, he gets to color in one half of the book, and then I'll color in the other half. So this is Flowers, Fairies, and Birds by Moi. And I did, where is it? Right here. It's just really simple and cute. I wanted it to kind of look like it was, you know, in a frame. So I didn't really do anything crazy with the background. It is alcohol marker and then polychromos shading on everything, and it's really soft and subtle, which is what I've been really into, is soft. So really happy with that one, how it turned out. Next up, I've been on a million creatures / Lulu Mayo kick lately. Just going gaga over her books. So I colored a picture in this one. It's a million magical creatures, and I love this picture. This was a delight to work on. Look at that. Oh man. I think it turned out so cute. Look at that fuzzy little purple monster. And I love the mountains. I was originally going to do gray, like stones, and then I was like, no, maybe I should do it like Utah mountains, where it's, you know, green and gray and white on top. And then I was like, no, it's got water through. What if I made it kind of look like in Arizona with the Grand Canyons, or with Horseshoe Bend, where it's kind of this red rock that has water going through it, and that's why it's all carved out. So that's what I did. The only thing I'm mediocre about is the background. I feel like I should have put in a little bit more effort into it, but I think overall it turned out so cute. And it's all done with Inktense, which the last time I used Inktense in one of her books, it was not a positive experience, but something inside of me was like, let's do Inktense. I was really into Inktense this month, and it actually worked out really well for this page. So yeah, if you have a large space to do on this paper, don't do Inktense, please. Please just no. Alright, next up, Chibi Animal Girls. This one was super fast. I did not spend forever on it at all. I used Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils for her little jellyfish hat and her hair, and alcohol marker for all the elements in the background, and then I shaded over that with Prismacolor. And then her dress is Fine Tech Watercolor Pearlescent, and I used 2 different colors, so it looks like it's kind of striped. So that was fun. I think it turned out really cute. I like it. It was fast and easy. Speaking of fast and easy, Ticket to Dreams. This one I did in one sitting when the kids were in bed, though. I do most of my coloring during nap time or bedtime. After bedtime, I mean. So this is also all in Inktense. I love how the water turned out, and I did these purple flowers just to add, you know, some, it's like purples can be warm or cool depending on where they're used. So like right now they feel warm, but it still can be considered a cool color. So it's really nice for when you're using a lot of greens and blues, I think. I think it turned out so pretty. I had a lot of fun working on the water. Was so fun because I just like, you should have seen before I put water on it to activate it, the Inktense, because it was looking like a crazy lady colored it. And I mean, granted, I am a crazy lady, but you know what I mean. Okay, we're almost there, and I'm sorry for rushing. That's a lot. And yeah, somehow we already got to almost the end. There's only one other after this one. So this is Worlds Within Worlds, and I did this page right here, the bright pink flamingos. So I used Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils for everything except the background. I gotta show you a close-up of this because this I used like kind of a yellow ochre, and then I used a foresty green, and then I used kind of a brownish red. And I think it turned out so awesome because it's like, you know, the red and the yellow was like what it would look like, and then the green is, you know, all the algae or rust from being underwater. So it's super fun. And then the background, you'll see this in the haul also. I caved, and I finally, after years and years of hearing, a long time of hearing about them, pan pastels, I caved and I bought some, and I used them on the background, and it was so fun. Which, for me to say that about a background, that's, yeah, I had a lot of fun. So you'll probably see that come up a lot about my backgrounds as they were done with pan pastels, because it was really easy and it looks nice and it's pretty and it fits the color scheme of like the purple and the pink, because it goes from purple down to pink. So yeah, I had so much fun working on this. And then lastly, I colored this one, and I used my pastel pencils and then like a random pastel marker. So it's super pastel-y. Surprise, surprise. And then I used pan pastel, just the purple for the background, so it's super soft and just feels like it's kind of like soft haze of glowiness, purple fairy magic. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I was really limited with my palette because we went on a short little trip, and I only grabbed this book and my pastel pencils, and then I did the background after we got home. So it's kind of fun to work with very limited materials, because I feel like it pushes you. So I had lots of fun this month, if you can't tell. Okay, if you made it this far through all of my crazy rambling and excitedness, which page was your favorite from this month. Mine, sagner one, but also I love the 1 in a million creatures. Yeah, I'm really happy with a lot of the ones that I colored this month. So we'll see what February brings. Will I keep on the steam, or will I kind of dial it back because I reached one of my goals almost already, I think. I'll probably keep it gung-ho, though I do have some projects that I need to finish up with deadlines. My friend asked me to illustrate something for a book that she's writing, which when that's done, that picture is done, I will show you because I think it looks so cool. But yeah, I think part of it was I think it was when I was on number 6, and I was like, man, I'm on number 6, and it's like the first week of January. That'd be funny if I, got to like 15, and then I got to 15, and I was like, you know what would be really crazy is if I did half the amount of what I colored last year this month. And my brain was like, challenge accepted. And I almost reached that challenge. I was only too short. Oh wait. Oh, it's a good thing I rambled about that for a minute because I forgot to show a whip. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I started this one too. So I just did the rose though, but I'm really excited to practice doing a darker skin tone on her now that I've kind of found some colors that are working. So yeah, so this is one I will probably get finished before this video goes up, maybe even. So because I have another one that I have to put up before this one. I just realized I keep getting on my phone to upload it and then getting distracted by other stuff that I need to take care of on my phone because I put everything off. Anyways, I am a jabberwocky at this point with all my talking. So anyways, I hope to see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe that you were inspired to pull out coloring books that you haven't pulled out for a while, or finish pages that you haven't finished, or maybe color an extra picture than what you normally do, or 20. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe. I hope to see you next time. Happy coloring!